I think that some of these techniques have really transformed the way I understand learning in organizations. It's fairly new for me to be using these kinds of techniques, and what it has done is really deepen the learning and collective understanding capacities of groups. I've used dialogue processes before, but the increased rigor of the techniques and the analysis that develops in a group is a whole other level of contribution and, as I say, deepening of process and reflection and growth together. So for me, it's been a wonderful learning experience as well as a contribution to the communities that I work with.
It really is a new way of looking at how I now interact and think of the groups of people I try to work with, how I approach them, how I enter in conversation with them. I'm finding that SAS is a really powerful way to help people come to grips with often things that are quite complex, issues that are quite complex. Find ways to see things, gain insights into those issues, the problems they're facing, the answers they're looking for, and do it in a way that is not confrontational, where often in work with groups they tend to have different opinions, pull in different directions. I found SAS is very powerful as a way of getting people to focus on something together and start together having insights about what's really going on and what are some of the way forwards.
Engaged research or community-based research is really important to producing solutions that bring the people most affected together and into the creation of those solutions. And SAS is a systemic and rigorous approach to ensuring that the right people are involved in co-producing solutions, and that the process they use is an honest one that really centers on what is needed and what are the barriers to change. So for me, SAS is an approach to community-engaged research. It's most likely to produce outcomes that people need to be able to make change.
The most important word that comes to mind when you ask me the question of what SAS brings to my work is the word rigor. It brings a strength that is often lacking. It gives those involved some confidence in the findings. But it's also very important to me that it brings the opportunity for broad participation in a way that engages people, in a way that allows others to hear other points of view. So I think it's the marriage of those two, the scientific rigor with the opportunity for broad participation and active listening and sound dialogue.
What I've really appreciated about the SAS techniques is they gave me tools that allow the qualitative factors at play in most of the things that I deal with to be shown and expressed in a quantitative format, which really helps people see the complexity and the interrelationships of the issues, and often moves a multi-stakeholder group forward in a very dynamic, participatory kind of way.
Bringing different stakeholders into the same room, people that would not normally interact on a day-to-day basis, and it gets them talking about issues of mutual concern or issues of conflict, and it really starts to bring out a dialogue. So, for instance, between a government worker and a farmer, two people who share the same concerns or different perspectives, but on the same area, it gets them talking. So I think SAS is really good for them.